Now, for the career opportunities in web development, like you should already know, you can choose to work as a front end developer, as a back end developer, as a full stack developer. That's if you choose to leverage on both front end and back end. And a full stack developer doesn't mean you know all the back end languages. It just means you have chosen one that you are good at. Could be only PHP, could be only Python, could be only Java. So for back end development, so you just choose one out of the languages available. Then when job opportunities come, all right, the job opportunities would state the particular language or the particular developer is looking for. It will be like a PHP developer. A company is looking for a PHP developer, or a company is looking for a Python developer, or a company is looking for a Ruby developer. So opportunities always abound. Then, if that's the particular language you chose to learn as a back end developer, you can apply for those jobs. So you can always go for back end development or front end development or a full stack developer if you meet the requirement of those jobs. And how do I mean by meeting the requirements? I mean, if you are familiar with the technologies the job demands, all right. So all jobs do not require the same technologies. So some job will be specific. We want a PHP developer, but meanwhile you are a Python developer. So you may not really be able to apply those jobs except maybe you're willing to, except maybe you are good in PHP. But good and fair enough, there are also other companies seeking for Python developers. So irrespective of where you choose to, the language you choose to learn for back end development is it's a win-win for you. For front end development too, there are people, like I mentioned, there are advanced technologies aside from just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and companies could specify and say we want somebody that has knowledge of Vue, we want somebody that has knowledge of React. All right, that's why it's important to also take the advanced program after you're done with the essential program for development. So another career opportunities in the field of web development is UI UX designer. Remember, the UI UX designer is not necessarily a developer, it's not coding, but again, his role is also very important. Plays a vital role in having a good website done. So they are also needed. Now, tools for your learning. All right, we've had a perfect introduction to Mr. Web Development along the line, and now you need tools for your learning because you'll be learning to code through this entire course. You'll be getting your hands on HTML, CSS, JavaScript specifically. So, what would you be needing? You'll be needing a browser because websites run on browsers, and web development application run on browsers. You'll be needing a browser to test your code, to see how what your coding looks like on a browser. All right, I'm building the code editor, which is um which is the software we'll be using to code. So if you have a browser, you should have a browser on your PC. Let's say Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla, or any of those browsers you should already have on your computer. All right, and then we'll just go. The code editor that I'll be using for this class is Visual Studio Code. All right, so you can just go to Google, download Visual Studio, um, search for Visual Studio Code. You see the website is actually code.visualstudio.com. But if you type Visual Studio Code on Google, it will be the first thing that comes up. All right, Visual Studio Code, and this is the icon by its side. But if you want to go to the website directly, you can just type in code.visualstudio.com, and then it takes you to the official website so you can download the software. This is the code editor, the software that we're using in writing our codes for this course. And then you can click here to download. You can download for Windows if you are a Windows user. You can click on the drop down and select if you are using Mac, which is maybe an iOS laptop, you are using Linux, you can download any of this. But for I'm on Windows, you just click download for Windows, and it automatically starts downloading. It takes you to a documentation, and your download starts. So, but I'm not really downloading that right now because I already have Windows Visual Studio Code installed on downloaded on my PC. Like you see, it's not hard. Just a click the button, download, and it's already downloading. This is your practical and your assignment for this class, for the first class, to download your Visual Studio Code editor, to have your browser, And I think this is still downloading. I didn't stop that download. I don't need you. All right. So once you download, the next is to install it. I will drop a video guide that guides you on how to install your Visual Studio Code. All right. It's still not hard. Once you're just done downloading, you run through and install. Well, if you're not familiar with installing, I got you covered. We got you covered here at Simplify Academy. So I'll drop a video that guides you, a link to a video on YouTube that guides you on how to, download and install your Visual Studio Code in more details. All right, that we have done here, and then you come back to the next video to see what we do with that.